Hi, you may have this question. In 10 days training, what am I going to learn? Is it only at the surface level? So, let me walk you through everything that you are going to learn in 10 days session day by day. Okay, so here, if you look at my Trello board, we have here from day one introduction, training overview, ground rules about recording, how to access project files, what is BI, why Excel BI, the BI framework, enabling Power Pivot, importing data, different connectors, Power Query introduction, loading data, importing our project files, importing data from CSV, importing data from folder. And this is what we are going to cover. And in day two, we move to the Power Query and we understand in detail about the Power Query and various functionalities in Power Query. How to unpivot, how to append, merge, load data options, how to edit after loading. And day three is about data modeling. And why data modeling, the fact and dimension tables, how to organize your tables, how to connect primary key versus foreign key, relationship cardinality. We're going to cover all that. And then in day four, we are going to learn the Power Pivot. We are going to build the commercial summary, the first report, and you learn how to use the aggregate functions. And in day five, you're going to, every day we have a Q&A session, by the way. And I will be clarifying every single doubt you have. Okay. And then we'll be building our PNL report, understanding the evaluation context, filter and raw context, calculate functions, calculating the opening stock, and building an end-to-end PNL report. And then in day six, you're going to learn the Q&A session again, operating expense analysis, calculate with all except, and then you're going to do various analysis like monthly OPEX to overall spend analysis, monthly OPEX versus actual variance analysis, OPEX budget to full year plan versus actual OPEX to full year plan analysis, OPEX by category spend to overall OPEX percentage, what is the monthly OPEX. So there are many analyses that we have here, day six. And in day seven, you're going to learn time intelligence functions, year over year analysis, month to month analysis, prerequisites for time intelligence functions, YTD, QTD analysis. And then we start day eight by importing the data into Power BI. We start integrating Excel and Power BI model, right? Excel models into Power BI. And then you understand about Power BI, learning Power BI components, importing data, right? All these basic things about Power BI, the different visualizations available in Power BI, and how to format different Power BI elements, right? And then how do you uh, build the data visualization in Power BI, like your revenue mix analysis, and how do you use which visualization to use, how to format the visualization, what is before building the Power BI report, right? Like requirement analysis, understanding the client requirements, understanding the audience, asking the right questions, everything we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about the design principles, why less is more in finance, right? And then you learn how to control the interactivity like bookmark top and bottom, and how to build your dynamic toggle buttons, right? And date and revenue analysis, line chart, donut chart, and we are going to learn how to clear slicers, working with Indian financial calendar, converting values in crores, and we are going to cover some advanced topics at the end of the session. And then day 11 and day 12 we have kept as buffer days, in case we cannot complete everything, in 10 days. But no matter what, we are going to cover every single topic that is listed here. And you will be getting access to all the recordings. Let me show you how the recording looks like. So if you go to the course module, okay, this is for one of the batch. This is the course they have access to. And let me show you the recordings here. So if you go to the course builder, you'll be able to find the project data, day one recording, day two recording, day three recording till day 9 here, and we are in day 10. Okay, so if I click on day 1, you'll be able to find the recording here. So let me play the recording. So yeah, so
The link to this course,
so this is our
having
day
millions
1.
of
I'm explaining
it get
the day 1
the
details.
capex
Okay,
data.
so this is how the 10 days live session is structured, and it is not at a surface level. You're going to learn two advanced skills, or two most important skills in finance accounts and operations today: Excel automation and Power BI data visualization. And how do you integrate your Excel models with Power BI? A lot of advanced topics is covered, and it's very practical, and you can start implementing whatever you are learning, all the topics you are learning at work. Okay, so this is the first question I have answered. What is covered in the 10 days live training program? Okay, the next question is more about Excel MIS automation content. the Power BI dashboards. I'm going to show you that next. The next question is what I'll be learning in Excel automation and Power BI module. So this is the Excel fully automated dashboard, and let me show you, how it works. See, there are multiple reports that you will be building, like budget versus actual variance analysis, trend analysis, revenue mix analysis, inventory risk analysis, P&L, price volume analysis, OPEX analysis, forecast, right? So let's example for forecast. Now, what is the best case calculation, conservative calculation, worst case calculations? Now, if you have to build all these reports manually, it's going to take more than 20 plus hours every month, right? So now this entire dashboard you learn how to build using Excel BI, and you will be building this from the raw finance data. You will be bringing different finance data into data model, and you will be building an end-to-end finance data model here, right? So let me show you how it works in the backend. Working with chart of accounts, channel data, date, products, forecast base, the different scenarios, sales budget, GL data, sales data, so sales returns data, OPEX. So this is not this program or this course is not going to teach you with mask data or toy data, right? You're working with real complex data, building finance data models, and you will be learning the end-to-end modeling, Power Query, and building a lot of DAX measures. So if I take you through the DAX measures, you'll be learning how to use how to build complex DAX measures, and you'll be very comfortable building finance data models, DAX measures, and working with Power Query. Let me take you to the actual course, and you'll find this is the actual course, and you'll find right from introduction, project data files, getting data, Power Query. These are the lessons, Power Query lessons, and these are the Power Query transformation, data transformation lessons, and then you have data modeling, DAX, and reporting analysis. So there are almost 80 lessons. They're all short videos, but once you complete this, you'll be very comfortable automating any complex report, and I'll be keep adding new scenarios to this. And then data visualization, you take it to the next level with the data visualization. So let me show you one of the reports. So if you look at here, budget versus actual variance analysis, you learn how to build very clean and neat reports, because finance reports or the dashboards are always used for decision making, right? So you learn how to design the reports in a most elegant way, right? And you will learn how to build the Power BI reports end to end. Okay, and there are multiple reports, 3 different reports you will be building, and I'll be adding more reports later as we have more case studies, and you will be getting access to all that, right? So this is about the Excel automation in Power BI, 2 powerful modules that every finance, accounts, and operations professionals would need today. Now, let me quickly take you through the entire course module. What are the other levels you will be learning in this Excel course? Show you what is inside this course. Okay. So now level 1, you have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and level 6, and then the placement preparation module and weekly live connects Q&A. Okay. So level 1 is for absolute beginners. Level 2, let me show you how this course is different. So if I go to level 2 and look at the content here, right? So look at this. See, we start with the functions. So this is an MIS expert module, and I'm going to teach you text functions, date functions, number functions. But then the way I'm going to teach you is in a project context. Okay, you are not going to learn like with a dummy data or a toy data. What is VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP? I'll be giving the problems here. So for example, what is the employee count for manager Jayant again, or how to use XLOOKUP to populate manager name? Question. So populate weekday or weekend based on day, and then how many people are under leader Deepesh Jain, and these are all not direct problems. You need to apply multiple functions to solve these problems, right? And then how to use XLOOKUP to populate cost rate, what is the travel cost for project, and then when it comes to logical functions, you start building the scenarios, calculate 2H forecast scenario 2, forecast scenario 3, and then you learn forecast scenario 6, right? And then you learn how to use this forecast scenario 6. And what is the forecast scenario 6? 2H forecast, data center, and PID. Calculate 2H forecast. If the data center, there is a spelling typo error, please ignore that. 2H forecast, data center, and project is PID 001, calculate 3% increase on the baseline. Then if it is a license fee and PID 002, then increase 4%. If it is infrastructure charges, so this is how you learn Excel functions, not by just understanding the concepts. You will be solving the real problem an analyst solves at work. And then you move on to pivot tables. And pivot tables look at the problems, right? So you look at, okay, the problems here. What is the other expense total by expense category for 2023? And then the problems here, right? What is the 2H22 versus 1H23 other expenses cost? What is the variance in amount and variance percentage between 1H and 2H? And then you learn pivot table, and then you start building your budget versus actual variance. And it is not a very simple MIS report. You are going to learn how to structure your MIS report right from client requirements, right? So you are going to build this MIS report, and you learn everything from the scratch, how to analyze, your MIS report. So if you look at here, yeah. So how to use the filter and average to calculate grand total average, requirement analysis to report structure. What is the show me an analysis of travel budget versus actual variance month for 2023. How to install Power Query, designing and validation of report. So there's a lot of content about MIS reporting, and then you have a lot of content about dashboard. So the different approaches to build your dashboard and how to create your dashboard, the different dashboard creation process, right? Right from requirements, analyze your requirements, KPI cards, extracting the data, summarizing data, and then the step by step, the way in MNCs, how do you approach the dashboard? This is what you are going to learn, right? So this is the level 2 module. And if we go to the level 3 module, what do you have is the dynamic dashboards. And in dynamic dashboard, you are going to learn, let me show you this. And in dynamic dashboard, you are going to learn right from requirement analysis. Okay, you're going to build a dashboard that works based on user login and password. For example, you will learn how to set up your access control part, for the requirements, right? Requirements given. So you will be using Excel logics like functions like filter, top, and to build that dashboard that works based on user login. That is what you are going to learn, and these are the advanced, topics that you will learn in level 3. And level 4 is about basically the finance introduction, right? And here you will learn. Let me show you what you will learn. So you start working with the finance data, right? So you have your finance data files here, data set introduction. You will start preparing your calculation sheet, and then you start building your income statement, your vertical analysis, horizontal analysis, conditional formatting, trend analysis, operational expense budget versus actual analysis, forecast functions, and then you build your base case, best case, worst case scenarios, and then you learn how to use sensitivity tools like GoalSeek, data table solver, and all that in this module. And then you go to the level 5 module, which I explained in the previously, the Excel automation module, and then you go to Power BI module. So this is how this course is structured. And this is not just another Excel course. This is a course that will take you from basics to the expert level step by step. And there is no requirement like you need to start from basics. You can pick any level and then start. But this level 5 and level 6 are good enough if you're already experienced Excel professional, and you want to really start learning. I mean, you want to really stop doing all the manual work and start focusing on things that really matter. Especially when your BI and Power BI, Excel BI and Power BI can straight away automate more than 50-60% of your manual work. And when the tools are capable of doing that, and if you're still doing this, report data cleaning, reporting, using excessive VLOOKUP, sum ifs, it won't help to grow your career. So this level 5 and level 6 modules are going to be a lifetime value add for you to learn the skills that matters the most. And then if you're an absolute beginner to Excel, you want to learn MIS reporting, you want to master the functions, there are other modules that is going to help. So this is how the course is different. And you have seen what is the live sessions that the content of the live sessions that I have taken you through the end-to-end what you are going to learn. So I hope you get an idea about everything what is covered in this course. So more details, please scroll down and then choose your membership and enroll. I'll see you inside. Thank you so much.